Hi everybody, it's Diane back again with a Christmas thing because all the Christmas stuff is out. You knew I was going to say that, right? So let's make some artist trading coins. And in case you don't know, I'm sure most of you do, but it's a takeoff on our artist trading cards. These are 2.5-inch circles. And these are all packaging such as cereal box type thing. And I did sand the backs off so I can put paper on that. Okay, so I have some images chosen here. Scrapbook. This is a copy of an old Christmas seal. Isn't that sweet? And then I'm going to say it. Any old people know what this is? It's part of an old memory game card. Okay. And I thought, just to be different from what we did on the tags that we just did, why don't we do a painty background? Mix our medias, huh? Now this one, as you can see, I did not cut out around his legs. I can, but if we paint it light, maybe I don't have to. And yeah, if you're saying, Diane, the paint's going to make that buckle, you're probably right. I thought of that. I decided I didn't care. If they really buckle, I should be able to weight them down. I would think that would be okay. If it's not, I'll just trash this video and you'll never be the wiser. Okay. Kind of boring. What else could we do with that? Can even lay, paper down and stuff too on this. I don't know. To give it more of a collage-y background. I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing. Or what I want to do. The only thing I want to do, I was thinking of trying to make it look artsy. Now, I suppose everybody has a different definition of what that means. When I think of artsy, it's sort of more messy and organic looking than what I do. So I guess my stuff is not artsy. All right, that's kind of boring, but we'll just start there with that. Okay. It's a scrapbook paper snow dome. Isn't that kind of cool? Oh boy, she didn't bring up the gesso. Once upon a time, I put some gesso in this, but it has since turned kind of runny and kind of icky. So I just gave up and I was just using gesso, my gesso, out of the big bottle for white, and I didn't even think to bring that up. So we're using the kind of icky, kind of runny white. I don't know. You think you're being so efficient, and I thought of a paint can, water, the brush, the paper towel, the paint. I sanded this stuff off, and she still blew it. Now, I have a feeling we're going to have to go over this again with gesso that's not runny and icky. Dan, that's really off. Yeah, you're right. Let's see. Okay, and tell me, any longtime viewers, have I made Christmas ATCs on this channel before? I thought I had. I just did a search on my channel, ATC coins. One came up that was not Christmas. Um, I looked in the box where I keep ATCs. I did not have any Christmas coins, but I thought I had. Well, let's put it this way. If I have, it's been a long time, so that's okay. All right, well, this needs help with non-watery white. Okay. Actually, that post office one is about the same color, isn't it? Well, all right, let's start. Whoops, oh, shoot. Let's start by getting paint on the image because you didn't know it was on your finger. Let's start by being a little neater, Diane. Okay, let's start with this color they're calling Aqua Sky. Actually, is this better? That's better. Is this that Dutch? Yeah, Dutch Aqua. And I'm sort of thinking for this post office one, would it be cool to put some postage stamps on it? Sounded kind of cool to me. That's nice. It's a tad dark. Put some icky runny white on it. Might help. Maybe we should put a little of this on the other one. Yeah, these are curling. They're gonna look like Pringles potato chips, right? Diane invented a new thing. ATC Pringles. All right, that probably needs a little more white too. Nope, not the right one, and I don't know why I'm capping it anyway. Okay, Mr. Mod Bird over there, or Ms. Well, pink, you could do that green, you could do white. I don't think I would do orange. I don't think it would stand out then. And then ornament, if you could tell, there's a black border around. It was on black, and I wasn't sure which I wanted, so I erred on the side of the black border. If we decide we don't like it, we can cut it off, right? And you know, if you're saying just painting pink on their Diane isn't really so artsy, you're absolutely right. But I think the problem is these are going to take more than one coat. So let's just get kind of a base idea down. And then we'll come back and add some artsy stuff. How many air quotes are you going to use in this video? I don't know. You want to start counting? Well, that angel. I know everything changes, everything, you know, there's trends in everything, but you sure don't see sweet stuff like that anymore, do you? And cards, paper, I mean, wrapping paper, stickers. I don't. I need to go to the sweet store, I guess. I'm thinking a very pale blue. And this is the lightest blue I have without adding thin down icky gesso stuff in a paint bottle. I don't know. She's being artsy with her hands, all messy, isn't she? That wasn't really our intention. All right, good enough for a first coat. This one I think could just use the same thing, like either white or a very pale blue. There's a pale blue edge. All right, well, I'll do that on my own. This one, well, that definitely has like a 60s, early 70s look to it, doesn't it? I don't know, Diane, you didn't hold it up enough for us to see it. I think it does. Okay, I'm going to give these a second coat, and then we'll come back and add more artsy stuff. Okay, hang on. Okay, I'm back. Background's pretty good. They're not, they're not perfect. I mean, that's not great. But we're going to add to them, okay? Did anybody see me put the round cap on this paint? Did I do that on camera? Oh, it's going to put a new paper towel over there, and I forgot to do that. Okay. Okay. I think on a few of these, why don't we put some paper, such as this one. Could be sort of like, a hill where he's walking, a horizon line. Take your pick. Yeah, I think that's okay. And then I think I'm going to paint over just a little bit. These gesso to get the printing down a little bit. You don't have to do that. Maybe it's more artsy not to do that. I don't know. I will say this is about plumbing. I really don't want it to be legible anyway, though. Okay. A little more down. Okay. What other ones do we want printing on? Well, I thought the post office one. And maybe the same idea, like it's the land there. Okay. And I don't know, I probably shouldn't be gluing this stuff down if they're bowed a little bit, but us artsy artists like to take risks like that. That would be kind of cool to leave it, but like I said, I don't really want to be able to read this. Whoops. That tree goes with the post office now that it has glue on it. Well, I said artsy was kind of more messy, I guess. We're doing that, aren't we? Okay, I think on that one too, it might give the illusion of that snow continuing. Yeah, I think so. Well, by the time you see this video, it will be November. And would people like to explain to me how that happened? The only thing I can say, I was talking to a friend just today, our weather has not been too bad, temp-wise, rain-wise, etc. So it doesn't really seem like it should be that late in the year. So we decided that was the reason. It has nothing to do with us being older or something. Okay. This one, I don't know. I don't think I went text stuff back there. Maybe more like scrapbook paper scraps. Yikes! Avalanche. Yeah, I have no idea. That's something. Okay. It needs something. um, Stamping maybe top and bottom or something. I'm not sure about that. This one, I thought about some gold metallic paint. Oh, you know what? Maybe I'll leave those out just in case I want more. Other than that, I don't know. You know, that ornament is kind of small. Yeah, I may not, you know, necessarily center it. It could be over with a quote or something. I don't know. And it probably would be smart to figure that out first. If you would like to do it in a smart manner, be my guest. I think you got it. Oh, it is late in the day. Can I use that as an excuse? All right, I'm just going to kind of use up the paint here because I don't want to waste this metallic. All right, what do we have left? The snow globe and the angel. Well, I don't think those need sloppy gold metallic paint. Well, snow globe could use white spattering, right? Why don't we put a little bit more white and a little pink on there because of the house paint she's meaning. Wrong pink. I just like taking caps off paint and putting it back. Yeah. And you know, really, an image like that, I don't know that a sloppy painting background is really justified. But, you know, it's a, I'm just kind of being artsy and goofing around. So we'll find out in the end, right? Well, as I imagine, I've said before, there are always ways to remedy stuff. If you don't like it, it's not coming out the way you wanted. So don't despair. All right, that may need more something. All right, that angel. Um, I think that's kind of nice. I'm just going to spatter a little bit, stop again, let this stuff dry, and I will trim it and all that and get it to a point where I'm happy with the backgrounds, and then we'll continue on, okay? All right, come back in a minute. Okay, we're back. This is the next day, and I did not do anything with these discs. And they're pretty flat. They flatten themselves out. So that was nice and cooperative of them. All right. Let's see what we want to do to add. That's pretty just by itself, I think. I was thinking I could edge these with ribbon or some sort of trim. Okay, I have some mulberry papers in a very crinkly bag. I have some white cheesecloth. That looks kind of like a, piece of paper towel got stuck under there accidentally, which is not the look I was going for. I just thought to add a little extra something. Well, what do you think? I think maybe not on this one. Okay. I don't know. I like that with the snowflakes. We'll see. All right, our post office. I grabbed some actual postage stamps that just the colors would match. Kind of big. This one is a mailbox, although the colors don't match so well. Well, I need to kind of cut them off. I mean, the real postage stamps and all. Well, that's okay. I do have scrapbook paper postage stamps. They're a tad smaller. I don't know about the colors though. Let's try this one. And let me actually trim it so we can get a better idea. Can you see it's a well, it's Rudolph, I guess, with the red nose. Yeah, that is a better fit. Okay, is there at least one more? I think two would be nice. Well, bells. That matches, but I think it's too much of a focal look. It's a chipmunk there. What about the pines? Well, okay. I think it's a little too matchy-matchy. We could use something to jazz that up. Such as what, Diane? I don't know. Could add a couple snow. As you can see, I punched some snowflakes already. Well, maybe just a trim or something on the bottom. And I will say, this video is getting a little lengthy. So I think we're gonna do this and then I'll finish them off by myself. I did the black border on this one because of the black around the ornament. And that one, I have no idea. I don't really have a lot to go with it. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. This one I did a little music stamping there. Well, um, no, because it's not really so much Christmas. That almost looks more wintry, don't you think? She's going to analyze the look. Well, why not? That's what we're doing, right? It's okay. A smaller one. No, I'm afraid that pink, this pink just is not going to match. What about that darker one? It's almost more like a coral color to me anyway. That paper was part of that same release as that, which is a few years old at this point. Okay, kind of neat. Then yeah, maybe a word or something. I did pull this because of this actually. This is part 2. I mean also. Well, trees, pink mittens. Let's try trees. So it's going to give it an awfully lined up look, not so artsy, right? Yeah, I'm kind of forgetting my artsy goal. Am I not? Could do that. Could put it more behind. Maybe that. Now there's a snowflake here. There, doesn't that look good? Possibly. What's the back of this? Okay, I don't like that color. No comment. What about some of this on this? Yeah, that's, I think, acceptable on there. Okay. I also think because of the style here, I can draw in some asterisk looking snowflakes, do a cutesy little border. Okay, her, I don't know. And we're getting sun on the counter. Well, let's do this. Is this dumb? When I was looking for stamps, there's an old Rudolph stamp here from a few years ago. Is that too many Rudolphs? It's kind of interesting. I can see if you say it doesn't match. There's more air quotes. Match. You know, the colors are a lot darker there. But I don't know. It's kind of cute. Maybe a tree. I'm looking at paper. I know I have trees. Well, here's the paper from the deer. And the snowflakes on there. Stars. Maybe red stars because of his nose. Alright, I still think a tree. Hello, tree paper. Isn't this paper cool? Look at this. This was new this year. I don't know what I'm going to do with it. I mean, I don't really want to just use it as a tag. So, you know, to cut some of these images. Isn't it nice? I thought so. I bought it. Come on, trees. I'm going to give you about 5 more seconds. That's not bad. It's a little big. However, it could kind of have a triangle effect then if I have those 3 things together. I could do a red tree. I think that's a little too, it stands out too much. All right, I'll pick a tree. We have sun on the counter. I don't know what I'm going to do for those 2. Think about it. I'm going to finish them off. Come on back. Okay, we ready for show and tell? They're finished. They all have a paper backing that kind of coordinates with the front, which if you're smart and you remember, you should do that prior. I mean, it would. What I usually do is, you know, glue it like this and then trim around so it's nice and flush. Like the cheesecloth, the stamps, these snowflakes, you know, you can't really do that after the fact. So what I did was, you know, cut 2.5-inch circles, but it's never perfect if you cut it by hand, as I did these. See what I'm getting at? However, you know, I don't totally know what this was going to look like when it was finished. I would hate to back it in green, and then I went totally a different route. Anyway, they're backed with paper. All right, this one I added another tree, and I dotted around with a Sharpie, a red Sharpie. Cute. This one, I did add another little image there. It was off the same paper, the sleigh. I think I added another snowflake that you didn't see, and then that eyelash trim around, and a sequin snowflake. It's nice. If something like that, you could even attach a string and hang it as an ornament. I don't think I changed that. Oh, I did a border, which I think that helps on these. To my mind, they do. Yeah, it doesn't go into the cheesecloth because I put that down first, but you know, that's a two-way street. It might look better if it was all continued, but then again, it looks more like it's snow and it's blurring out the border. So take your pick with that. This, I added a lamppost and a car that was off that paper, and I did a little postmark, dotted line there for the street. Oh, another air quote. Are you still counting? And just a scribbly black line around. This one is pretty simple. It's rick-rack around and then just a couple of the punch snowflakes, but as I said, it's such a cute image. It doesn't need a whole lot, does it? So those are scrapbook paper snowflakes on the side. Oh yeah, this one, wasn't it? Was it that? No, it was this. The stump snowflake. It didn't make it. I mean, for one, that's not cut too well. If I had more than one, maybe it would have worked, but I didn't think it looked right. This one, I added a couple of punch snowflakes, a faux stitch line around, Stitching around these would be nice. I don't recommend it in a regular machine. If you want to put cardboard stuff through your machine, that's your problem. I stamped Joy. I did outline the bird. I'm not a real fan of that. I generally never do that. But since the snowflakes were outlined and the disc was outlined, coin, another one, it almost made the bird seem, it kind of disappeared. It didn't seem like it was as important. So in this case, I think it was a good choice. But like I said, I generally don't do that. I think that's kind of cool. I did not know what to do with this one, as you knew. So that's just paint behind. I made like a branch, and then I went in with a little white gel pen to do like the needles. Uh, if I would have thought of it ahead of time, I might have done a blue scallop border and then outlined it in black, but I didn't think of that till after I already had it, and I was not going to go in there with a one hairbrush and do blue. So, okay, are they artsy? Oh, I don't know. Not, I don't think so much. This one maybe is. Think, every time I do stuff, it just comes out looking like me. Okay, thanks for watching, everybody. I hope you have a nice day out there.